name is Dimitar Christosov. I am a practicing architect from Montreal in Canada, and I'm also the academic director of the Interior Architecture program of Lasalle College, Istanbul, where we are right now. I have had quite a long experience in my life in both practice and in teaching, and I have worked in Lasalle in the network for the last 15 years. I find it challenging both for myself and for my students. I have, as I mentioned, a practice in Montreal, but also have a long history of studies myself, all the way up to a doctoral degree, a PhD. I've studied in a variety of places, including both in Europe and also in North America, including the Polytechnical School of Lausanne in Switzerland, and also Harvard and MIT in the States, and of course the University of Montreal. So I think I have done my part of studies in my life, so now it is time to convey and to help young professionals with their successful careers for the future, which I'm trying to do at my best in both Montreal and Istanbul.
Yes.
The school, our school in here in Istanbul is relatively small. It's a boutique school, you could say, but it makes part of a very large network, which is the LCI network, headquartered in Montreal, in Canada. The network comprises, for the moment, 23 campuses all around the world, on all continents, with the exception, I suppose, of Antarctica, but otherwise we are represented in a global network. Our goal is to become the most important private educational network, and we are very well headed to it. To us, volume is important, as I mentioned. We have so many campuses that are all coordinated, but equally important is the quality of our education. So we are trying to do, to become also the ones that would lead in the quality of what we teach. For this purpose, we have an interesting concept and formula that works extremely well in Montreal and in all the other campuses, which is to have teachers teaching the students that are not just academics, but also active professionals, as myself, so that education becomes not only the absorption of knowledge from a teacher, from a professor, but also a kind of internship where the students also get in touch with the kitchen of the field of how things are done in practice. So this is what we are doing also as well in our department in Istanbul, and it works very well. Well, the main advantage, as I mentioned, is first of all quality of education. Our program contains 30 different courses or classes, as you wish, but all of them, they are focused on practical issues. What we want by the end is to have accomplished professionals by the time of their graduation, so as they would be prepared for everything that might come across as a project or contract in their future career. This to us is extremely important, to have graduates who are going to start their careers right away after graduation and not lose time, in learning. So our program consists of only professional classes. We do not have like general subjects. It is all focused to what our students would need once they graduate. Well, as far as the schedules and the curricula of the studies are concerned, we have an academic system such that throughout all the 23 campuses that we have around the world, them to be equal by their contents, by the intensity of the studies, and by the scope of knowledge that the students acquire. So, of course, this is meant to say that no matter where our students are, they are going to have the same exact education as if they were in the headquarters in Montreal. Of course, again, because we are talking different continents and different countries, there are local particularities in the way of building systems, sometimes even measuring systems. In here it is metric, in North America it's imperial measuring system. We adjust to that, but otherwise the curricula is all the same throughout all of the LCI network. Well, in turn, that's the advice that the kind of question that we very often discuss with students. Basically, you know, they come and they ask, okay, once I finish the program, do I need to go elsewhere to finish or to complete my studies? Answer is no, because what we teach and what we prepare our students for are all the possibilities and all the challenges that the future practice might hold for them in future. So our program is complete in terms of professionalism and skills that might be needed by an interior designer in order to develop a successful career. Well, if my experience as a lecturer and professor is concerned, first of all, I must say that to me it is almost essential to combine my professional practice with teaching. Somehow, you know, I find it very challenging for both myself and for my students. I find it very useful. Otherwise, yeah, of course, I have unforgettable experience. I remember a lot of my students, and particularly those, of course, who has been excellent and good in class. I even keep in touch with some of them after graduation. I follow their progress, and what is really a reward, a true one in my teaching, is the fact that I always experience a big satisfaction when I see the best students in my class developing excellent careers very soon after graduation. To me, that's a great reward and a really great pleasure to see that we are making, one way or the other, a difference in the lives of these young people. They develop successful careers and they do very good in practice due to their studies that they have had with us. So, yeah, that's a great reward. So I was saying that interior architecture makes part of global architecture, but here I would like to make also a kind of difference that our students, I mean our candidate students, very often ask us about, and it is the relationship between interior architecture and decoration. I would like to just make it clear that it's quite like those Chinese boxes, you know, that go one into the other. Decoration as such is part of interior architecture, an essential part. However, being an interior architect means that you are not only going to decorate the spaces, choose the colors or the furniture that goes with it, but most importantly, you are going to give shape to the space. You are going to deal first with the ceilings, with the walls, with the floors, with the overall volumetrics of space, and only then decorate. So, in my mind, it's important, you know, for students and for those that consider becoming interior architects to understand that difference, which is quite similar, you know, if to make the analogy with doctors and nurses, it is quite similar really to what goes on in a hospital. You know, a nurse can do a specific part of the job, while the doctor can do the job of a nurse, but also more. So that's also the difference between interior design and decoration. Interior designers are by definition also decorators, but they can go beyond into the volumetrics, into the structure, into the modeling of the space itself, just like architects do. During our admissions, I've noticed a lot of students potential students, they come to us with the question, should they have some preliminary skills like drawing or some particular aptitude at mathematics or calculations so as to become successful designers, or simply to enroll in our program? The answer goes like this. We do not really need our students to have specific skills before applying and registering to our school, but they need to be interested, to be sensitive, to have passion about the spaces that they encounter around them, to have an eye, to have an attitude and understanding of the quality of interiors that they use in their daily lives. If they have that, for all the rest, teaching them the talents, the skills, the knowledge, and all other elements for a career, for all of this, we take care during our classes and courses that are quite intensive. But again, the point of all our program is starting from scratch to really come up by the end with full-blown and skillful professional ready to take in hand their future careers.